deals of the month for us tonight. And our first deal of the month is by Charles Fischer. So come on up and tell us all about it, Charles.
All right, be happy to see you, Thomas. All right, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
All right. Well, this is actually a deal in progress. It's a new deal. This isn't from like 3 years ago. I closed on this property. Is that me? I just closed on this one Friday, so it's brand new, fresh off the presses, hot off the presses. You guys see the numbers. How many people in here do their own taxes or would admit to doing their own taxes? Okay. I'm assuming the rest of you have an accountant, which is a great thing. This deal is courtesy of my accountant, actually. I've had the same accountant for about 12 years now when I first started real estate investing. When I first moved to town, I asked a couple friends, some new people that I had met, some real estate agent, who is the best accountant for real estate investors in town, and I got the same name 3 times. So I went to this gentleman and I asked to get in, to have him do work for me, actually do my accounting, because he wasn't taking new customers at the time. And he did take me, thankfully, and I've been with him, as I said, for about 12 years. Well, in any case, I got a call right during tax season. I think it was April 16th or 17th, on that actual Monday. I get a call from my accountant. He says, "Charlie?" I said, "Yes." Whenever he calls me Charlie, I know there's something serious going on. He said, "I'm sitting here with a client of mine, and he has 2 houses in Cocoa that he needs to sell now." I said, "Great, I'm all ears." And he told me a little bit about it. I said, "Is he sitting there?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Let me speak with him." So I put the gentleman on the phone, and he told me a little bit about the properties. I said, "How much do you need to get out of the properties?" He said, "Well, I'd like to get $5,000, Charlie." And I said, "You want $5,000? He said, "Yes, net $5,000 to me." I said, "Is that for each property or for both together?" He said, "Well, $5,000 for both." So what I'm sharing with you tonight actually was just one of those 2 deals. This property I bought for $2,500 net, and that means over a net contract. The seller walked out with a check for $2,500. I paid closing costs of $200. There were 2 years of back taxes due of about $3,000. This is an amazing time we live in when you can buy a property for less than what the taxes are every month. It needs about 8,000 repairs. That's being a little gracious. It's got beautiful wood floors. The house was completely renovated in 2005. Everything new. It's been sitting empty for about 2.5 years. There's a squirrel that's been living there. He's had a really nice house for the last probably couple of years. So anyway, the total cost to me is about $13,700 or $6,850 a door for those of you who talk about multifamily. Gross rents of $625 each door, $1,250 a month. So my question to you all is, I've got a couple options I can do with this property. One is I could wholesale it and probably sell it for about $25,000. I'm in it right now for, well, about $200 for my handyman to get the locks changed and the other things, and then my $2,500. Now, another interesting note, I did not pay the taxes at closing. I told my title agent, I said, "Listen, just give me a title policy that exempts out the back taxes. I'll pay those down the road sometime so that I don't have to put out that much cash." Because $2,500, I kind of tapped out my pocket change for the day, if that makes any sense. So I didn't pay the taxes. I'll pay those later. But anyway, a couple options I have is I could use my own cash for the $13,700, and if you run the numbers at $1,250 a month, when you take out taxes and insurance at about 10% vacancy, the net rents to me for a year for this property are about $10,300, meaning I would own it free and clear in just shy of 16 months. That's not a bad return on investment. I haven't calculated the rate of return, but let's just say it's high enough. Fair enough? Or I could borrow, and this is where I'm going. I actually already had one person approach me tonight and offer me the money, borrow $15,000 from somebody. Anybody here lend $15,000 on a property that generates $15,000 a year in gross rents? Probably. I could pay 18% interest. Payment would be about $225 a month. I'd still make about $500 a month positive cash flow. And if I took $400 of that every month and put that towards principal, I would still own it in 37.5 months. I know that math's a little quick, but trust me, you can run the numbers later. Even if I borrowed it, I could pay it all back and own it in 37.5 months. So I'm trying to decide which way to go, because once I own this property, either way, I'm going to have about $10,000 a year in net income, net of taxes and insurance, for as long as I choose to own the property. So that's my decision as to which way to go. Any suggestions? Should I cash out, pay somebody 18% interest, or use my own cash?
Pay somebody 18%.
Pay somebody's mom who has some cash laying around 18%, right, Omar? Yeah. Have you drafted that agreement yet? Any questions? I would just say it's good to have relationships. I've paid this accountant pretty well over the last 12 years. He's saved me quite a bit of money in taxes, but this one deal, which I haven't even shared the other one with you, but this one deal has more than paid for all of his professional fees over the last 12 years, plus a lot of interest. Questions?
Back here.
How long would it take you to get that house ready to rent? I mean, how long is it going to sit vacant?
It's going to sit vacant for probably not even 30 days. This is actually 2 blocks from BCC, which I understand BCC is going to become a 4-year school in Brevard County here in another couple of years, is what I heard. And it's literally not even 2 full blocks to the college campus. It is in Cocoa. Yes, it is.
Is that a modular home?
It's actually, it's up on Pier Block. It is a wood frame constructed house built in the 40s. But it's not modular. And it, like I said, it was completely renovated.
Now, you said that you're going to pay the taxes later. How are you going to keep Sandra from sneaking up on you?
Well, that's a great question. I have complete control over that because I believe it's going to take 3 years of overdue taxes before a tax deed application can be made, and I'll always just keep 1 year ahead of that, and I'll keep Sandra keep me out of her sights.
Charles knows the process pretty well. We bought him in the sale
Yeah.
together.
You know, I had another investor that I've done a lot of mentoring with over the years. He drives a Bentley, so I listen to what he has to say. And he tells me that he uses taxes. You can close your ears, Sandra, if you like. He uses them as a free ATM. They'll go to certificate sale, and if the certificate goes for 5% or less, he won't pay it. If it goes for 10 or 12 or 18%, he'll pay it immediately. The way he looks at it is that's a low interest loan that he doesn't have to make application for.
A lot of investors who go the secret do that as well, so that's not the first.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
and that's what I'm doing here because I looked up these certificates and they're 2 and 3%. So why pay the $3,000 back now? Why not pay it out of cash flow over the next couple, 2 or 3 years, as long as I stay 1 year away from the tax deed auction, which is all I care about.
They add 5% the first year, though, that you miss them, right off the top. So you have to add 5% in June.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's really
Still cheap money, depending upon what you're paying a hard money lender. Because I know you lend money, but you don't lend it at 5%, do you? Any other questions? Yes, Catherine? Yeah, good question there. Both 2-bedroom, 1-bath units with central heat and air, and they have washer and dryer hookups as well. So that's nice features. Each unit is about 900 square foot, I think, 800 and change with the extra enclosed room. It's a decent size.
Any other questions?
Yes, is that on septic tank or the city water?
It's on city water and septic.
How's the drainage?
It's there. Nothing I can't fix. I have a guy that takes care of that stuff.